colleague get your name?
Yeah, you got my first name.
Do you mind if I take your first name? Is that okay?
What's your name and number then?
My name 2928 is PC Lee.
PC Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your name?
Well, I'm not prepared to divulge it in front of people that aren't police.
Okay. Well, I can ask that gentleman to step away if that's all right.
Yeah. Right. So what? Under what act are you asking for my details?
It's because we've been called today. Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime we get called to an incident,
yeah,
we like to get your name.
Yeah. What section of which act are you requiring my name?
I'm not saying it's under any act. You don't have to give your name to me today because you haven't committed an offence.
No.
But it's just for our records.
Yeah.
So would you be prepared to give me your name?
No.
No? Okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to make a note of your car registration.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, is that alright?
Yep.
So all we're doing at the minute, obviously there's been a bit of confusion over the coins.
Yep.
Turns out that, as you said, they are legal tender. So
yep.
So it's now down to the petrol station whether they accept them. So your vehicle
yep.
has come back to either a Brett Chamberlain.
You shouldn't be saying this in front of the people.
They can't hear me.
Yeah, they can.
Do you want me to ask them to move away?
From the very start, the officer completely fumbles the basics of good policing. Instead of staying calm and figuring out what's actually happened, she dives straight into fishing for Brett's name. And when he rightfully refuses, she runs his number plate and loudly blurts out, "Your vehicle's come back to a Brett Chamberlain right in front of Shell staff. That's not policing. That's public doxing." Brett instantly calls her out, forcing her to move the conversation away from everyone listening, and he's spot on for doing so. Officers have a duty to protect personal information, not shout across a forecourt like gossip. What she did wasn't just unprofessional. It was a complete disregard for data protection and officer conduct.
You shouldn't divulge my personal details that you've got for Police National Computer.
I wasn't divulging them to them.
Well, you were. You were speaking loud enough voice that they would have heard.
Well, they're not.
Right. Okay. Go on then.
So, a Brett Chamberlain.
Right.
What was your name?
Which section, which act you requiring me to give my name?
Road Traffic Act. You're driving a motor vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I require you to give me your details. If you don't, it is an arrestable offence.
Right. But am I on the highway?
Pardon?
Am I on the highway?
You've been driving this vehicle.
Yeah, but am I on the highway now?
You've been driving this vehicle.
But am I on the highway now?
Can you just give me your details, please, and then we can get this sorted?
Am I on the highway?
So what
yeah,
they're
but I'm asking a question. Am I on the highway?
You're not on a highway right now, but you have been on a highway.
Yeah, so you could have requested my details when I was on the highway, but now I'm not on the highway. You can't, can you?
I can.
You could wait until I leave, and then you could pull me over.
Under the Road Traffic Act, I can request your details.
Yeah, only on the highway, but not...
Can you just give me your details, please?
This is where the officer's understanding of the Road Traffic Act completely falls apart. Moments earlier, she openly admitted that no offense had been committed. Yet, now she's trying to demand Brett's details under traffic powers that only apply when an offense has taken place. The contradiction is glaring. The Road Traffic Act allows officers to request driver information only when someone is driving or in charge of a vehicle on a public highway at the time of an alleged offense. Brett was parked on a private forecourt well outside that scope. What this really exposes is a complete lack of proportionality. There's no crime, no threat, no disturbance. Yet, she's escalating like it's a major investigation. A competent officer would have de-escalated, clarified the facts with the store, and moved on.
Look, this is all about rights, okay? Now, I've got a right not to give you my details unless I have committed an offence. Right, the Road Traffic Act it is referring to vehicles on the highway, not on private property. So if you're saying that I have to give you my details under the Road Traffic Act and I'm not on a highway, then you're infringing on my rights. Do you think I should provide my details on private forecourt?
Yes, I believe you should.
Because of the Road Traffic Act?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Why is that then?
Are you going to provide me
No,
your
I'm
details?
just asking you these questions. I may well provide my details, but you have to articulate the law as to why.
Under the Road Traffic Act.
Yeah.
Okay. You have used a highway to get here today, have you not?
That's not the point, though, is it?
You have used a highway to get here today. Under
Yeah,
the
I
Road
have.
Traffic Act.
Yeah.
Okay. I can ask you to give your details.
So in other words, you could knock on my front door. My car's on my drive. And you could say, under the Road Traffic Act, I want your details, and you must have been on the highway in your car.
You wouldn't be in your vehicle, would you?
Doesn't make sense.
You wouldn't be sat in your vehicle.
It doesn't matter though, does it?
She's clinging to the Road Traffic Act like it's a catch-all power, claiming that because Brett used a highway to get here, she can now demand his details. But that's not how the law works. powers under the Road Traffic Act 1988. Section 172 only apply when a driver is suspected of committing a specific traffic offense while on a road or public place. Simply having used a highway earlier doesn't magically keep you under police authority once you're parked somewhere else. Brett's example about his car being on his driveway was spot on. If what she said were true, an officer could turn up at anyone's house, see them sitting in their car, and demand their personal details because they once used the road. It's absurd and completely unlawful.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bit of a break, right? So I reckon if I was parked in the car park, yeah, then I wouldn't have to provide my details. But because there's a way in and a way out, that means in law, in case law, it's an extension of the highway.
Okay.
And on that basis, I'll provide my details.
Would you like to give me your date of birth?
I can give you my driving licence because you. First of all, which section, which act?
Would you like to give me your driving licence?
No, which section, which
Under
act?
the Road Traffic Act.
Yeah, what section?
I'm asking you for your driving licence.
Yeah, which section, which
Can you
act?
just give me your driving licence?
You don't know it, do you?
There you go, 163.
That requires me to stop. If a police officer asks me to stop, but which?
And to give your details, sir.
No, that's another act. Go on. Which sections?
I'd have to check, sir.
Do you want me to tell you? 164.
164.
That's it. Very good.
There we go.
Right.
That's it. Very good. This moment is brutal. Brett completely schools the officer with her own legislation. Before handing over his license, he simply asks, under what section of the Road Traffic Act? Panic sets in instantly. Her colleague jumps in with Section 163, but Brett shoots it down. Section 163 only gives police the power to make a driver stop a vehicle on a public road. Nothing more. It doesn't cover demanding personal details or a license after the fact. The correct law, as Brett explains, is Section 164 of the Road Traffic Act 1988, which deals with production of a driving license, not the authority to stop or question someone without cause. It's a basic distinction any trained officer should know. Yet, she and her colleagues stumbled over it like recruits on their first week.
They're trying to give you your money back.
It's not my money, it's their money.
They're
It's
not
my
accepting
payment.
your money. Pardon?
It's my payment.
They're not accepting it as payment. Are you accepting them giving your money back?
No.
Okay, well they're not accepting your payment then. So
Okay, yeah.
You're still going to be... Ready for that to go past? You're still going to be charged for the payment.
Yep.
At a later date. Okay, they've got your car registration.
Yep.
They're going to forward it on to that. They can get your details from your car registration.
Yep.
They're going to forward that onto their head office, and
Yep.
you will be chased for payment later on. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, whatever, yeah. I don't...
Are you going to accept your money back?
It's not my money, it's their money. It's also the Queen's money, actually.
Are you going to accept the Queen's money back?
No.
What do you want them to do with it then?
Put it in the till and accept payment.
Well, that's not going to be accepted as payment, so I think you may as well just take it back.
Yeah.
Because what's that?
I'm not taking it back.
£200? More than that?
240...
Pardon?
£248.83.
Yeah, I think you may as well take that back.
No, I
You're
don't
going to be
think
out
so.
of pocket otherwise.
I'm not going to be out of pocket.
Pardon?
I won't be out of pocket. I've paid for my fuel with cash, with legal tender.
This is where the officer completely abandons her role as an impartial enforcer of the law and slips into acting like Shell's personal representative. She knows this is a civil dispute, yet she's openly taking the business's side, pushing Brett to just take his money back instead of respecting his legal right to insist on paying with lawful tender. A police officer's job is to maintain order and uphold the law, not to pressure a citizen into doing what's most convenient for a corporation. When Brett tells her the amount, £248, she replies, "Yeah, I think you should take that back, as if her personal opinion carries any authority." It's patronizing, it's unprofessional, and it exposes how little she understands the boundaries of her role.